My name is Mark. This is my daughter's 73 240Z that we drug out of a storage lot in South San Francisco in 2015 and basically brought it back to a shop and tore it apart. And she decided she wanted to go basically a 10/10 build, and we started on it in 15 and finished it in 2021. And we took it down to a bare rolling shell, bent up a full cage for it, and basically did all the chassis reinforcement first, and then did some major, basically little things, but majorly adapted electric power steering to it. Then we decided on a motor and drivetrain. It's a LS2 block heads, 8-stack aftermarket fuel injection with a 6-speed Camaro Borg-Warner box transmission and a R200 short nose Infinity diff. I have a 71 Datsun myself, and I had run the car in the Ultimate Street Car, and she had got to drive the car quite a bit, and she wanted something similar in performance and a little less flair, but something more subtle. So we started with a subtle Z-Trix flare kit and modified it to our liking. And her and I and my good friend Mike, and basically did all the metal work and a little bit of rust repair, and stripped the car to a bare shell. And Mike and Sam started into the metal work and the glass work, and she also built all the interior panels for the interior, for the leather. We contacted a guy who worked out of his garage to help us with the interior, and she built the subwoofer boxes for the stereo system it has in it. And while I started on the engine, and her and I did all the grinding of the block and heads and epoxied them to smooth everything out and backdate it, make it, convert it back to V-belts, and did some other small things to kind of backdate the engine and the engine compartment. And then Mike was busy, and her were busy working on all the body issues and doing all the fitment. And we tore everything apart, went through all the parts, sectioned the struts, and did a coilover conversion. We used Techno-Toy blower control arms, and front and rear, and struts. She found the wheels. They were basically a takeoff of a customer's car that he didn't want to use, and they worked out great for this project. And so basically that was 6 years start to finish, and we debuted it in 2021 at Concours on the Avenue in Carmel, and the car went to SEMA that year, went to JCCS, went to SEMA, went to the Grand National Roadster Show, and pretty much spent a year showing the car. And we decided to come to this because it was in California, and it hadn't been to California since 2014, I think. So we just come down here to see, because we'd never been, see what we were up against. So the engine makes 360 at the wheels, yeah, and almost 400 torque. So yeah, so it's basically 425, 440 crank horsepower. Like I said, it's got a 6-speed with a 354 gear in the rear, and it's got 2nd-gen Camaro, or 4th-gen Camaro front calipers, and 3rd-gen rears. So we have quite a bit more brake. But most of the engine compartment, all the cooling is scratch built. It's got a vintage air heater in it and a JL audio system with Morel mids and Dyna Audio tweeters in it. But it's pretty fresh. We've got a few miles. It doesn't have a ton of miles. It's only got probably got 250 miles on it now. So, but she's going to start driving it more now that she has a place to keep it.